Hello and welcome. Today we are inside of a 2021 Toyota Highlander XSE. This is an all-wheel drive model. I would like to thank Valenti Toyota, located in Westerly, Rhode Island, for allowing me to review this vehicle. Their link is down in the description below. Before this video begins, make sure to subscribe to my channel here at Radial Reviews. Make sure to hit the notification bell to be alerted of any and all videos I upload, as I typically upload a few days in advance with a premiere being scheduled. Alrighty, so let's take a walk around of this car. Alright, so this is a 3-row SUV with seating for 7. It weighs about 5,900 pounds, and the MSRP sits at around $45,000. This is powered by a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine that produces 295 horsepower and 263 pound-feet of torque. This engine is mated with an 8-speed shiftable automatic. This vehicle gets about 23 miles per gallon averaged out. This vehicle sits on 20-inch aluminum alloy wheels and has 235mm wide tires. This does have some subtle roof runners, along with a lot of nice blacked out chrome, including the front grille, which is typically full chrome, but on this model is blacked out. This vehicle, in my opinion, looks very good. It has a sleek, low stance, and it's capable of towing 5,000 pounds. It also has a sport-tuned suspension, and in this color called Attitude Black, it looks great. This does have power foldable mirrors. In the rear here, there is a power lift gate, and as you can see, there is a pretty large cargo area back here. Currently the third row seats are down. I wanted to show you with them down first. And back here you do have a JBL full audio system inside of this Highlander, and it produces some great sound. Great bass, great distortion. I've tested it out and it sounds great. With the third row seats up, there is still pretty good cargo space back here, as you can see. And this does have a power lift gate, which within the power lift gate button, one nice feature back here that I have not seen before, if you hold the tailgate close button for 2 seconds, you can then close it to wherever you choose the lift gate, and it'll open there powered. So that's a good feature to have, say if you're a shorter driver and you don't want to have to jump up or reach very high to close the rear trunk gate. It also would help if you park in a garage often, and it would help you save from possibly damaging the tailgate if it opened too far up towards the ceiling. Alright, up here in the front, let's talk about safety features. So, this vehicle does have blind spot monitoring in each of the 2 mirrors. It does have forward collision systems with pedestrian detection in place. It has radar cruise control. As you can see, you can control that right here, your spacing on the steering wheel. And this also has auto high beams, which you can see right about here. There is that button. Sitting up front here in the Highlander, it is pretty comfortable up here. You do have a leather interior with some banded cloth, I'll call it, in the center of the seats here. These are very good seats. They don't have very good bolstering. They're not expected to. This is a 3-row family SUV, but it is very comfortable. They are both power seats for the driver and the passenger. They are also heated seats. As you can see, you have 3 levels of that right here. For visibility in here, it is pretty good. It's not a boxy designed vehicle by any means, but out the sides it's pretty good. A little bit thick in the A-pillars on each side, but not too bad. Out in the back, it is very good, and the only thing is the rear pillar in the corner back there. It is a bit thick, but blind spot monitoring definitely helps you out with that. You do have a single sunroof in here, and that is fully powered, so it can open and tilt. For your gauge cluster in here, you do get an analog tachometer, analog speedometer, and then you get a center digital screen, so you can control that here through your arrow pad on the steering wheel. Inside of there, you can access your 3 drive modes in this car, including Sport, Normal, and Eco mode. For the fit and finish inside of here, it is pretty good. It's padded here, as well as for the armrest, and down a good chunk of the door. This right here, unfortunately, is hard plastic. I wish they had chose to at least use a textured or designed type of plastic here, but the rest of this interior does have some nice fit and finish. It does have actually some nice storage bins right through here. and also through here, separate from your glove box, which is going to be down here. It's a bit smaller of a glove box, so I appreciate that they did include more storage bins. For ports in here, you do get a USB Type A, you get 3 of those, and you also get a typical car charging port. You have 2 cup holders in here. You do get an electronic parking brake and an auto hold feature. So how auto hold works is if you come to a stop with this active, you can take your foot off the brake and the vehicle will hold itself there for you. You do get a traditional shifter in here, and it does have a shiftable automatic mode, once again in this 8-speed auto transmission. Here are those drive modes I mentioned. And you also get a couple of terrain modes. So you get mud and sand mode, rock and dirt mode, and you can just push it to keep it in normal. Here's your traction control off button. You have a hill descent mode and a snow mode. And one more thing, which is very welcome in my opinion, is an auto stop start feature button to be turned off. I dislike auto stop start in any vehicle because a lot of wear occurs on your engine during startup, and even once it's warmed up, I don't personally think it's the best idea to keep rapidly starting and turning off your engine every time you come to a stop. That's just my take, not everyone feels that way. It does save a tiny bit of MPG, but this vehicle gets pretty good MPG anyway, so I don't think it's necessarily needed. For the center armrest here, it is a bit firm padded, but it's comfortable to rest your arm on. It does have a nice little chrome trim right there. And it does slide out, so you do get a wireless charging pad in here. You can turn that on or off for your phone. So this is a very, very deep center console in here, all the way down there, and a top tier for storing things. And that slides back out like so. For your infotainment in here, you do get an 8-inch touchscreen, and that does come equipped with Toyota's Entune app suite. So in here you get a lot of different apps, and you also do get Sirius XM radio, and the JBL sound system I mentioned earlier. You also do get navigation in here, which is a very nice touch. And for audio, you get Bluetooth in here, and once again Sirius, and you can actually put in your own USB stick through one of those ports to listen to music. It's a pretty bright screen. It's very easy to see, good clarity, and yeah, it's very simple to use. And I like that we have hard buttons for all the functions as well, and you get hard volume knobs and a scroll knob over there. You do get dual zone climate control with automatic mode. Here you do get a second screen to control those functions. Let's check out the backup camera. Alright, so it's a bit low quality in my opinion. Yeah, it's not the best quality, but it's okay. It does not have moving tracking lines, so that's another feature I wish it had, as well as maybe a 360 camera, but it's adequate. It works. There are a couple of blank buttons in this vehicle, 2 of which are down here next to your auto high beam and your power liftgate button, and you also do get 1 and 2 right under here. So that may be in the highest trim. You may be able to get a cooled seat feature. I am not sure on that. Let's check out the second row seats. Alright, so here in the second row seats, it is pretty spacious back here. I have this front seat, driver's seat, almost as far back as it goes. And I am 6 feet tall with long legs, and I have tons of room in front of my knees. Great footwell room and great elbow room. There are captain's chairs back here in the second row, so that means there are only 2 chairs, and they typically have these armrests. They are once again the same seat design as the front, cloth center and mostly leather. They are reclining seats, so you can pull a lever on the side and you can recline like so. Back here you do get privacy shades or peasant blockers, whichever you choose to call them. So that's very nice. You can use those as sun shades. You get that for each of the rear windows. You do get AC vents up here, so one for each passenger. And also in the third row of seats, you once again get AC or climate vents. You do get a nice center console back here. You do get controls for those climate vents. Unfortunately, no heated seats back here, but that's okay. This is not the highest trim. You do get 2 USB Type A ports back here. And let's actually check out the room in the third row seats. Room in the third row seats, it is not very plentiful. That is to be expected. But yeah, I can't really fit back here on either of the right or left side. I could fit here in the center in a pinch. I have enough leg room. It's not great. I'm squeezed in, but it's good enough. It's mainly for small children back here. You do get a nice charging port over here, and you also do get cup holders, 2 of which for each side in the third row seats. And in the second row, you once again get 2 center cup holders, and you also get 1 in each side of the doors. Alrighty, so back in the front here, my final thoughts on this vehicle. I think it looks very sleek and very good for what it is. Also, it has pretty good front and second row seating room. Third row is a bit lacking, however, I am 6 feet tall. You are not going to be typically putting 6 foot tall, full adults in the third row seat of any vehicle. So, it's pretty good for what it is. This stickered for about $45,000 MSRP. I think it's worth it, really. It's a Toyota, so it's a very reliable vehicle, typically in the long term, and it has a pretty good set of features. This is only a mid-trim car, so yeah, I really like it. Thank you to Valenti Toyota in Westerly, Rhode Island. Their link is down in the description below. And make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and take care.